Hi guys, my name is Mohammed, and this is my second talk, and so I'm not too familiar with this whole thing. So please excuse me if I make any mistake. I made a blunder last time with my timing. If some of those who were there in the last talk will remember. So this time I'm going to talk about one of my module that I've released about 8 years ago. It's called MapTube. It came out as a fun, and then turned out to be like other people start liking it and start contributing it. So I took it as a serious thing, but I still love it. It's still fun for me. So I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to show you how you can create your own map in no time. You don't need to be an expert in Perl. It's just 5 or 6 lines of Perl code, and everything else is just like a text file. And then you can have your own map running. You can create your own graph, your own image, and everything for it. So before I start, I'm just going to give you a brief. I'm going to describe who I am, so just in case. So I've been using Perl for nearly 20 years, and I've seen how Perl grows in those 20 years, and I'm kind of like a little bit sad the way Perl is going, the kind of stage. So I still want to stick with Perl. I don't want to move around. So I want to carry on like this. So yeah. And so far I've published about 78 modules on CPAN, and my post ID is Anwar, if you're not aware. So, and all my modules and all source code, they are available on GitHub, and same as username is Manwar if you guys want to have a look around. CLM. And I also have the honor of maintaining some of the most popular modules like PDF Create, XML XPath, SVG. So, and I feel honored to be part of the maintainers of these modules. And I've also contributed over 300 modules. Sometimes it's just a typo, sometimes it's a missing link or some broken link or some code changes about this project, which I'm very proud of. And also I'm got kind of like addicted to this pull request thing. If you guys are not aware of, I've got over 600 plus pull requests so far. And out of those, 400 has been accepted and merged. So I think I'm going to carry on doing this. And also last thing is I've been pushing changes to CPAN for last over 1,000 days continuously. That's another thing. Now I'm going to give an overview about the MapTube. This whole MapTube is very lightweight, and is the framework is based on the Mu role. So and it's quite fast. And I'm going to show you how it is. And I've been maintaining this for the last 8 years actively, and there have been about 154 releases. And the last one, which I released yesterday, 3.42. So, and it's got a few plugins which helps you in creating maps. I wrote this is the one which you can use it to create a map image or graph, which is called MapTube plugin graph. There's another one. There's a guy called Skim, and he wrote this plugin. So it's called plugin Fuzzy Find. So you can use a fuzzy search for the station name or line name. There's another one which is called formatter. You can format the result in whichever format, like JSON, YAML, plain text, whichever format you want to have the result formatted. You can use that. And there's another module called MapTube CLI, which gives you a command line tool called MapTube, which you can use it to play around with the mapping. So you can, if you have all the maps installed in your machine, you can use the MapTube client to run on this thing. There's another tool called Map Data Converter, which you can use to convert the data, the map data, the source data from XML to JSON, from JSON to XML, whichever format you like. I personally prefer JSON format data, but you can change it to whichever format you want. I'm going to talk about a couple of people who have been contributing to this MapTube product. First guy is called this Skim. He's from Czech Republic, and he was supposed to come and attend this session, supposed to 10:30, but I don't think he's going to miss it. So this guy, he created about 32 maps. So the highest contributor, you can see, and some of them it's got fancy characters which I don't understand. I only understand English, and every time he has some trouble with his map, he come back to me, Mohammed, I'm having trouble. But he comes with this fancy character, all Unicode character, which I don't understand. And then somehow he's been doing that. He also created a few handy tools called MapTube Text Shortest, MapTube Text Table, Task MapTube, and all. There's another guy called Gisbert WK. His spouse ID is GWS. He created this 4 maps, Beijing, Glasgow, all this. He also created a plugin called Fuzzy Find. And I'm sure you know this guy, Kevin Razik. He's got a map as well, barely. So altogether we got about 30, how many? 32, 37. 37 map. We got so much. And I've got a mini challenge at the end of the talk. I'm gonna throw you a challenge and see if any of you can create your own map by end of today, and there is a prize for you, whoever does it. And so these are the maps we have at the moment available. I've just highlighted the one which was created first. London map was the first map which I created, and following the other map came into the picture. Before we do that, you just need to install a couple of modules. For example, of course, you need to have MapTube. If you want to have a graph, install this plugin graph. If you want to do any kind of fuzzy thing, do that. If you want to do this format, install this. Bare minimum, I assume you need to do the first two, install the MapTube and plugin graph. That's basic you need in order to do any of this. Now I'm going to show you how you can build a map, and it's just a child's play. If you see, it's no big deal. First, what you need to do, the most difficult part of creating a map is collecting data, and it's very tiring, and sometimes it's very boring as well. But then once you get addicted, it's fun. I get so addicted. Every weekend, I just sit around and look under the Wikipedia. Is there anything to create? Oh, there's one. Let's do that. It's fun. So second part is always, so you can decide whichever format you want to have your data in. So you can have, I personally prefer JSON, but you can have in XML format as well. Third is, you just start building your source data for the map, and then boom, you're going to create a 6-line of package which can convert those data and create a map for you. Okay, for this purpose, I just have a simple map here. As you can see, it's got how many? I've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Assume these are the stations in a map. And L1, L2, L3, these are the lines which connecting those stations. So like, for example, A is connected to B via line L1, and is also connected to C via line L3. Similarly, you can see from F to G, there are 3 different lines connecting. So L1, L2, and 3, you can go different lines connecting this. So for the demo purpose, I've got just a sample here. So if you want to convert, if you have this map, how are you going to create the data for this? Okay. Here, you need to just first, we're going to create the skeleton of the data. So what you need is simple JSON hash data. You got 3 keys. One is the name of the map, which is optional. You don't have to have a name, but it's nice to have a name. Second key is the lines. You define all the lines in the map. The third is the stations. How many stations in the line, each line. You got this skeleton first. Now we're going to start with lines first. We're going to add the line first, and then we're going to start with the stations. So easy peasy. What do you do? Just give an ID a name. So, okay. So just to give a name, same ID is L1, name is L1, whatever. Name could be anything. ID has to be like a string, and a name can be anything. So it has to be unique ID. So simple, we got 3 lines. Just say L1, L2, L3. Easy peasy. Now the difficult part is the stations. I'm going to do this. Now look at this. If you look carefully, it's not that complicated. It's got, each station has got an ID, name, and you have a comma separated list of lines that this station is linked to. For example, station A is connecting to two lines, L1 and L3. If you see, L1 is going to B and L3 is going to C. So you got line is L1 comma L3, and the link you say is B comma C. So you're saying A is linked to B and C. Similarly, you just follow the map and then you could create this thing. No rocket science here. So now we got all the stations, we got all the lines here. Is that all you need to do? Now, so now your data is there. The next task is to create a package. If you say this is what you need, and you have your map ready. So what you're doing, saying, okay, I'm going to consume the role MapTube, and I'm just pointing my map data as a JSON. If it is an XML format data, instead of saying JSON, you just say XML. Has XML and then default it to whatever XML source data. So you can have either JSON or XML, not both. So now you have, so let's see if we can use this code, how to do that. So now say, for time being, I'm using my base64, which is going to use later. But for now, you just need, use a strict warning and use your map package, which is called MapTube trial for now. And I say, give me the shortest route from A to D. And you get the result in a string format. But actually, this is a root object. It's a MapTube root object. But when you just print, it just prints as a comma separated string with the name and station name and the line which that station belongs to. So if the station belongs to 3 line, it says station A within brackets, say L comma 2 comma L3. You know which line you're going through. So that's how you're going to. So the second thing we're going to do is let's going to create a map, the image, the graph for the entire map. So I say map is your object, and say give me the name of the map. If you have map name defined, you will get the name. Excuse me. And I say save that as an image, and this is what you get. So this is the entire map you have in the sample data. So just in case, if you say, oh, I don't want to, because it's a simple map, so it's easy to fix in small image. But what if a map like a London Tube map is humongous? You can't fit in a small screen. So what if you want to have a map just for one particular line, just one line, say Metropolitan line or Northern line? So you can do that as well. So that's how you do it. You just say, instead of map as image, you say give it a line name. So here's the line name. Just give me the map for this line, and this is what you get back. Excuse me. So, okay. Now, a few other things you can do instead of having just the name, station and line. What you can do is you can give a color code to a line, because most of the map all have some colors. Like in London, you have Bakerloo has got brown, Circle has got yellow. So you can have a color code as well, each line. So the easy thing is you just do color key, add the color key to the line attribute. So just say this line L1 is red, line L2 is color is blue. You can have a string, or you can give a hash code as well. It doesn't have to be the name as well. Also, you can even index the station within the line. Like for example, in a line, say Metropolitan line, you have a stations like in an order. So you can say, I've got, when you create a data, you never mention this station. You just say this station is belong to this line, L comma L2. You don't say this station comes in what order on this line. So that also you can modify. And that's how you do it. So for example, here, if you see, I'm saying L1:1. That means this station A is the first station in line L1. And the first station in line L3. If you look at it, and the station B is the second station in line L2. So that's how you can even index the station within the line. So you can, so when you say, when you fetch the list of a station for the line, it'll give you in a particular order rather than an alphabetical order. So if you say, I want all the station on the Bakerloo line, so it'll give you the way it's been indexed within the line, so in nice order. actually, this was requested by one of my colleagues who was working for a very popular estate agent in London, and he came across this model and said, Mohammed, your model returns, when I say, give me all the lines, give me all the stations name in alphabetical order. I don't want alphabetical order. I want to be in order as it is in the map. So okay, oh yeah, very good. So I went into and then put this feature saying, okay, you can have the index station within the line. That's how he wanted to. So I did this for him. And sometimes it's not always that the two stations are linked by the line. Sometimes you get connected by the tunnel as well. For example, in London Tube map, you see Bank station and Monument stations can also be connected by the tunnel. So you from the Bank station, you go to the tunnel and you can go to the Monument station or Monument to Bank. So how you want to represent that as well in your map? So for that, you have another key called other underscore link at the station level. You say this, and you just give a name, whatever name. It doesn't have to be tunnel, XYZ, colon, and your linking station name. So generally what you do, say link is where you put the station ID. This station is linked to A, comma, B, comma, C. But in case if it is linked via not the line, but via the other link, you instead of doing there, you say other link, and then you give the name of the link and comma, colon, and station. That's how you do it. Okay. This is what I've got, but if I've got another module called MapTube Cookbook, where I put all the internals, like how the search is happening, how are we navigating through the data, and how what are the internals, or how the logic is to go and find the shortest route is all done there. If you're interested, you can go and have a look there. And for other information, you get there. And if you still have any questions, suggestions, you can still ask me. And for the mini challenge, as I said, is for anybody. But I would prefer those who have never released anything to CPEN. I would encourage them to use this as an opportunity, just become an author model. So for this, I've just made it easy. Okay, that's the simple thing. I've got sample data for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So I've got 3 different metros that those are not there yet. So Paris Metro, Madrid Metro, and a Mexico City Metro. So you can download those data, and then I even created the template package for you. Get this, just rename the data, rename the author details, and just instead of trial, give the Paris. So you have your own thing. So in no less than maybe 5 minutes for those who are experienced in doing things can do that. So
anybody who actually wants to be responsible for maintaining the Paris Metro data after.
You don't have to. Once you have it, or if you want, you can give me the comment. I'll do it all the babysitting for you, which I've been doing for others as well. Sometimes people just vanish. Right? As long as I have the comment rights, I can maintain it. If there is anything come wrong, I can fix it for you if you want. Okay. So any questions from so far? Yeah.
All of the data so far seems to be a kind of an abstract connectivity graph. Are there facilities to actually start putting in physical locations of stations? Because, for example, the shortest path between 2 stations, there's multiple metrics for that. Are you talking shortest path by actual track length or by journey time?
No, it's good question. My definition of shortest link is the number of stops, right. Number of points you jump to get to your destination. So if it takes 2 different lines and it reduce the number of stops, I use that. Yeah. But some people say, no, I'm happy to stay on the same line. I don't want to change the line, but I'm happy to take another stop, 3. No. So in my definition, it's the number of stops. As long as the shortest minimum number of stops, that's the shortest route you're going to get.
That's not necessarily, there's not a point.
Yeah, of course, yeah. That's how it has been.
Yeah.
It's not real world.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, any other questions? Sorry? Yeah.
Is there a way to zone it? Model things like zones.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got lines around things.
It's not done yet, but that's a very good idea. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to speak to you. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Another. Yeah. Well done. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we do have some time for some more questions.
Okay. Before I finish, I want to thank all my friends and families because they have been supporting me. I've got a very young family. I've got a twins, which is 1 year old, and so managing that in the weekend and doing all this is very difficult. But so I want to thank my mom. She's my mom. Thank you, mom, for helping me. My wife, thanks for giving me time for doing all this extra work. My 8 years old daughter always reminded me, Daddy, did you upload for today's task? So because she doesn't want me to miss those things, keep reminding me. I remember once she did, and these are twins, 1 year old twins. So thank you. Finally, on there. I've got a quick question, mini quiz kind of thing. I've got a prize for you guys. Sorry, I want to bring the prize for. It's for fun, and whoever is going to answer, I'm going to get the prize for me. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm going to ask a very simple question, and if you can answer, you're going to get this prize from me. Okay, easy peasy question. Who is the main contributor of the MapTube? What is the contributor's name? No one?
You about me.
Okay, second one. What is the first map we created using MapTube? Who said that first? Did it? Did it? Okay. It's for you. Okay, second one. How many people have contributed so far in the MapTube so far? How many people can be? 4? No, wrong.
5.
No.
The first one is 36.
How many people contributed? How contributors? Number of contributors so far?
17.3.
3. I'll give it to you. 3. 3 is the answer, but this is for you. WCN. Okay, one last question. Who should I get? I'm not going to ask any question. There's only one, the 2 lady. I'm going to give it to you. You are the first.
There you go.
All right. So I'm hoping by end of today, if anybody who's done the map, one of the map, Maddie, come and see me. I've got a special prize for you, which I'm going to give after the lightning talk. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.